Well, hello YouTubers. I'm here with a friend of mine.
My name is Tim Guthrie from Gozer's Den.
And we're sitting here in my sofa, in my living room.
Super comfy sofa.
Yeah, very, very expensive. Haven't paid for it yet. No. Could you tell us why you're here?
That's a longer story. I'm actually in Sweden to attend a film festival, a film that I made, a film about and for my wife is showing here. And I decided, since I was in Sweden, one, I want to go visit a couple museums, so I'm going to do that because I'm actually doing some research. But then I was talking to Bjorn on Facebook, said, hey, I'm going to be up here, and I'm kind of thinking about doing a film about record collecting and kind of the record as an object, as this physical thing. And
here we are.
And here we are.
Here we
and
are.
I met the wonderful Bjorn, very kind and generous Bjorn. Fed me breakfast.
Yeah.
Right off the plane.
Yeah. And this is just a little video to about the fact that I have a guest here. I don't really have guests on my videos that often. I think it was 3 years ago since the last time. And,
What? I feel honored.
Caroline's vinyl project. That didn't really turn into anything, but it was a very fun experience anyway. So, we'll just talk a bit about records. We've been talking about records all the day already, but my idea is to go back to where it all started. I mean, we are from... Where did we all start when it comes to music and vinyl?
I started, memories. This is going to sound weird, but I started listening to my brother's records.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember my oldest brother, he had the blue and red Beatles collections records. And I remember listening and thinking, yeah, I know these songs, and I just kind of got bored. And I was like, But then I got to hear, like, a proper album, like the White Album and Abbey Road, and I started hearing those, and I was like, oh my god, there's some cool stuff on here. Why aren't these songs on those records? Like on the White Album. Sorry if I insult anybody out there, but I don't like Back in the USSR. I'm like, nah. But God, just about every other song I love, and I shouldn't say I don't like it. It's just that there's some hidden gems.
What about Revolution Number 9?
I actually listen to Revolution Number 9 when I play the record. I know I'm weird, but that's what I started realizing. Whoa, they do more than just the pop songs.
Yeah,
they do a lot of weird. They experiment. They do that. The White Album was like one of my favorite albums when I was a kid. I just loved it. Loved the whole thing. Back in the USSR was sometimes I'd skip, but generally, my first records though, I think it was Yes, Fragile, and Close to the Edge. Those are two of the first records I ever purchased. So I was purchasing that kind of stuff when I was younger that I still love. I mean, there are other records that I purchased probably around that time or shortly after that I don't like anymore, but those I still enjoy.
And you still return to them?
Not as often as I did back then, but yeah, I mean, I try to return to everything, whenever I can. But out of my college days, I mean, I listened to Pink Floyd. I listened to all the stuff that, you'd expect a high school, junior high student to listen to.
Yeah.
And some of those records that I returned to, Pink Floyd's Animals, I returned to it just because it has so much sentimental value that, if I hadn't listened to it back then, would I feel the same about it now? I don't know,
Yeah, I think that's quite funny also, because you tend to, sometimes you forget about the music that you listened to when you were young, but then you return to it, and maybe some people think differently, but I always remember that, okay, I like this, and I remember why I like this. I may not like it as much, but I never really changed my mind about the music. I still like it, but I may have moved on. But still, these early records that we grew up, that were played when we were young, they are still there somehow.
Another one I just thought of, the same kind of thing that I listened to recently and was a big album back then. Back to kind of like what I was talking about with the Beatles album, I guess. The song that I heard, Peter Gabriel's Security, would have been Shock the Monkey. I'm like, it's an okay song. The album is brilliant. I'm like, what? I understand why that song got the radio play.
Yeah. But
it's a great album. Just amazing stuff. But yeah, that was a big album when I was younger, and I put it on just weeks ago, and I remember thinking to myself, yeah, this is why I liked it so much. There's some great stuff on this record. absolutely.
Yeah, my musical education was a bit formed by the records that was in my mother's record collection. We talked about Simon and Garfunkel. We talked about Johnny Cash, the Beatles, and lots of Swedish music as well. And
that's all I was listening to was Swedish pop music when I was I knew ABBA, of course.
Yeah, you know ABBA.
Everybody knew
ABBA.
ABBA.
Yeah, everybody knew ABBA. And I don't know if how it was back. They never really got that big in the United States if you compare it to many other countries like Australia.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But
they were big.
They were big.
US, yeah. But you're right. Some countries just go. But that's like Germany and David Hasselhoff. You're like, what? I just compared ABBA to David Hasselhoff. That was horrible. Forgive me. Well, you invited me into your home, and
we can edit that out. No, but also here in Sweden, lots of people.
It's blown out. It's like, oh wow!
Yeah,
I just moved my head and it totally
we are
changes
two
it.
pale guys here, so
I know.
We'll get used
two white,
to that.
boring dudes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, like in Sweden back in the 1970s, it wasn't really politically correct to admire ABBA. I think they were good because there was this left-wing movement that it was all commercial and all commercial music was despicable.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of like when I was going to college. It was the same thing. And everybody, in college, it was a lot of punk and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
loved to this day. I mean, I loved the Minutemen back then. I still absolutely love the Minutemen now. But yeah, it was that kind of stuff. Like what fought the system?
Yeah.
Even the lyric in that Minutemen song. We cut down the guitar solos, and then it goes into a guitar solo. Yeah. It was like yeah. It was always against the commercial stuff. Yeah, I think every generation, every country, has that kind of stuff. But I could see how ABBA would have been the big one for Sweden.
It's really needed. I mean, music need to change so it doesn't get stale. Because I can understand why punk got big. Because the groups were playing longer and longer guitar solos and getting more and more full of themselves on stage. Of course, it would be a reaction to that. Young people think, "Oh, stop it. Rubbish." Yeah. 2 minutes for a song. That's
2 minutes is all you need.
Yeah, or less.
Yeah, 30 seconds, man.
Yeah. So
badges. We don't need no stinking badges.
Yeah, so of course it's natural. It's good that it happens. Although you don't really have to enjoy all the styles of music, but they fill a purpose.
Oh yeah,
definitely. And I think that's what's interesting with music. Although I have to admit, I really don't follow the current pop music list that much.
Yeah, it's hard to follow everything. There's just too much stuff going on.
It's too much.
Although there's a lot of cool psych that's been coming out in the past number of years. It's kind of fun to hear some of those things.
Today it's so easy to hear the good music, even if it's not on vinyl, but on vinyl too. I mean, more vinyl from several years are being issued now, even smaller labels with more obscure music. But there's so much, and it's so easy to miss the good stuff.
Absolutely.
Because
that's what's nice about the community online, because somebody's turning you on to something else, and you think, "Oh man, how did I miss that?"
Yeah.
Or they put something on your radar that you just would not have even noticed if somebody hadn't mentioned it. So
it's a great inspiration, and often it's just circumstances that make you discover something. You might discover it later, but you also might not discover it all because it's not really being played on the radio that often, or if you listen to the radio at all. So it's so easy to miss. So.
I was just with somebody the other day, and I was thinking about how I just don't listen to the radio anymore. When I do, I'm like trying to find news or something. And somebody hit a station in his car trying to find something, to listen to, and it was Sister Christian by, what was it, Night Ranger? Is that who it was? Oh my god. I'm like, why is this song, I don't know why it got played when I was a kid. Why is it still being played on the radio? Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent there.
But also,
I haven't had sleep in a long time. I just literally flew straight here, met him off the train from the airport, and then came straight here, and now we're doing this, and it's, I'm going to tell you exactly. And it's well, if it's noon now, it's 5 in the morning there. So
yeah,
it's 5 in the morning at home. So I
still haven't
slept.
Good morning.
I shouldn't do that when I'm traveling, but we're making a video, so I can say that.
That's how it is.
Yeah. So I'm loopy. 5 in the morning, and I haven't had a beer. I should be drinking right now. Sorry,
we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do about that later. Yeah.
I'm derailing everything, every point you're trying to make. Yeah, I'm just I'm ruining your I'm ruining your station. You'll never have another guest on for another 3 years. Like, oh God, we're not doing that again.
It's much easier. I'm much more easier to direct than all the guests. No, it's great and it's great fun. No, but finding the inspiration to meet other people and get to know what they're listening to, and that's so good for your own development, because we are all, or many of us are like explorers who want to find good new music that we enjoy, and get more musical ideas, and to develop as music buffs, as listeners. I mean, I talked about trying to get to appreciate like modern jazz and maybe 20th century and not that easy to listen in classical music like Schoenberg and stuff like that. I would really like to be able to appreciate it, but I can't. But it's not the fault of the music. It's because I'm not really ready for it yet.
I mean, it's both. You might not be ready, and and our taste is changing. Kind of like it does with food. I didn't like certain foods. I didn't eat Brussels sprouts when I was a kid. Oh my God, if Brussels sprouts are cooked, they're great. But I'm comparing jazz to Brussels sprouts. I'm just letting you know.
Many similarities.
But yeah, some of the new jazz, I don't care for a lot of the fusion stuff. I don't care for a lot of it. Oh my God, I pull out some Money Jungle. Duke Ellington, Max Roach, and Charlie Mingus. Oh my God, I love that album. And but there's still people playing really. Curly Martin in Omaha, he keeps doing these things at a place called the Hi-Fi House. That's jazz, man. What they're playing, that's jazz. I will listen to that morning and night. But then when I hear somebody noodling on a keyboard and just going forever and just I want to hear jazz. I don't want to hear somebody trying to. I don't know. I'm rambling again.
Yeah.
We all have the things that bother us.
I may not be able to appreciate it, but I would like to understand it at least, and I don't always understand. But as I said,
But you put the effort in. You said you had a big jazz collection, and you whittled it back down again.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not one of those people that said, "Oh, I don't think I like jazz," and then never bothered to listen to anything. You listen. Okay, here's what I like.
Yeah.
And this doesn't do it for me.
And but when I was in my teens, lots of jazz were being played on the radio, and I listened a lot to the radio back then. And I thought, no, I don't want to listen to this. And that was all sorts of jazz. No, not for me. And then I switched off, and then I don't remember. Yeah, I thought it was the Atomic Mr. Basie that I bought, and maybe some. Yeah, I think that was the one that. And I thought, I recognize all the tunes. They are being used as theme tunes for the Swedish TV shows. I think there were three or four TV shows that used those, but good numbers when you hear the whole of them. Just not just for 10 or 15 seconds like on TV.
Yeah, we were talking about the Minutemen earlier. I still love them. There was a time when Jackass was using Corona in their things. I was like, oh no, why is this happening? But luckily it didn't ruin the Minutemen for me. But when TV shows.
But I recognize the music from the TV when I heard the music on the record, and thought, well, this is really, really, really good. And then I started exploring more and more, and I got back in time.
So you're going in the positive spin. I was going in the negative. Sorry about that. It's just.
Well, that's how it is. And then I got back in time, back to the 1920s. And 30s, and listened to that, especially the 20s. I really liked, and up to the 1950s, and also.
Was that someone when you were collecting 78s?
Yeah.
Was it a lot of the 78s?
Yeah, I realized that I really liked it because they had a certain quality that made me happy when I listened to that. But also, we got lots of good Swedish jazz that's been recorded as many. That's quite famous internationally as well. Like Quincy Jones was here, and he made Midnight Sun Never Sets with Arne Doneres and Harry Arnold band, and that's in my view one of the best jazz pieces I've ever heard.
Oh, I don't have that. I better go pick it up. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's a very.
So hit a record store.
Very, very nice.
Oh my God, we're already 15 minutes in. We'll hit a record store and we'll see if we can find.
Yeah, we're waffling a bit here, but that's what we do on this channel.
I waffle everything all the time.
Yeah,
especially when I haven't had sleep in many hours.
Yeah, so maybe we should finish this.
Oh, I'm just rambling.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Is there something else you want to say?
No, I don't think so, really.
Thanks for having me on your channel.
Yeah, welcome.
And thanks for starting off the film project. If anybody is out there and they know that I'm traveling and I'm interviewing some people about collections and stuff, let me know if you're interested. I actually don't know if this is going to happen. I'm starting to film people, and then I'll see if I've got something months from now. But what a great excuse to finally meet you in person.
I thought so too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Excellent.
Bye for now.
See ya.